Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine now. Russia, just go home.
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programas offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते हैं कई भाषाओं में। कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule.
So here in COP16, I think we have a chance to really change attitudes, change behaviour, and have an outcome which will bring forward this whole debate on climate change. So thank you very much indeed, and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
The Greenest Heroes Gala, Part 4 of a multi-part series. Please continue watching to find out more.
Vegan, so pleasing to heavens.
That's a friendly greeting which means how are you? In one of the official languages of ALAC or Vietnam, An Nhung, the kind-hearted Olaxis or Vietnam means people wish that you bear the fruit of good fortune through your kind actions and intentions. May your spiritual elevation improve every day. For over a decade, our Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association has played an active role at the annual United Nations Climate Change Conference to bring about wider awareness of the compassionate vegan diet as the most effective solution to the global warming crisis. In December 2010, delegates from over 190 nations and representatives of different government bodies and non-governmental organizations gathered in Cancun, Mexico to attend COP16. Coinciding with the summit, our association members organized the Greenest Heroes Gala at the eco-friendly Fairmont Mayakoba Resort Hotel on December 5th to honor several vegan elites for their promotion of vegan living and animal people protection. Co-hosted by the then mayor of Cancun, the Honorable Jaime Hernandez Zaragoza, the event was opened by the 42nd President of Costa Rica, His Excellency Jose Maria Figueres Olsen, and the 7th President of Ireland, Her Excellency Mary Robinson. While enjoying a sumptuous vegan banquet, guests were treated with star-studded performances. Some of the wonderful artists included soprano Lynn Winterseller, accompanied by two-time Grammy and Oscar-winning composer David Shire on the piano, legendary Beach Boys, Al Jardine, Tony Award-winning vocalist Melba Moore, and many more. The special guest of honor, Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, delivered an elevating speech urging all leaders to adopt life-saving vegan policies. She also revealed certain spiritual information for the first time as part of a vital message for all to make wise decisions to help determine the future of our precious planet. In addition, the evening saw the premiere of Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, From Crisis to Peace, The Organic Vegan Way is the Answer, and debut of the animation Birds of Paradise, based on her book, The Birds in My Life. We now invite you to watch part 4 of the multi-part series on this grand event, the Greenest Heroes Gala.
Another very special guest with us this evening is Her Excellency Mary Robinson, a graduate of Harvard Law School. Ms. Robinson was the first woman to hold the office of President of Ireland. She was also the former United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights.
The recipient of numerous awards and honors throughout the world, Mary Robinson is currently the president of Realizing Rights, the Ethical Globalization Initiative. Its mission is to ensure fair and beneficial human rights for people all over the world. Tonight she shares with us some of her thoughts on climate change and its impacts. Please join me in welcoming Her Excellency, Mrs. Robinson.
Buenas tardes, good evening. Supreme Master Cheng Yai, Honorable Mayor of Cancun, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to share a few thoughts with you. I had accepted to give a few remarks, and I'm happy that I do it after another former president, President Figueres of Costa Rica. He comes to the issue of climate change, I think, from a more political perspective. I come to the issue of climate change from a human rights context. Yes. In my work for the last 8 years with my colleagues in Realizing Rights, we were working on health issues, we were working on women's leadership in conflict situations, we were working on decent work issues in African countries. And the conversation we were hearing was increasingly about the impact of climate change on subsistence farmers, on indigenous peoples, on poor communities. There were no longer seasons that were predictable. It wasn't possible to know for farmers when they would sow and when they would reap the harvest. The weather changes were becoming ever more threatening to poor communities who don't have insurance. And I learned from some of my friends who actually are here with me this evening. For example, Constance O'Kelly from northern Uganda speaks about the good life that she had in her poor but stable community as she was growing up, because they had food security. They had seasons, and they were able to feed their communities, the children went to school, and life was a normal village life. But more recently, that has changed, and changed in a very bad way for the community. Instead of having regular seasons, they now have flooding, and then 8 months of drought, and then flooding again. And the school has been undermined, and the local community. And it is Constance and a group of women who are trying to hold their community together. At first, she told us yesterday at a meeting of women leaders on climate justice, at first she said, we thought it was God who was punishing us. And we wondered why God was punishing us, a poor people in northern Uganda. And then she learned, in fact, through Oxfam. I'm honorary president of Oxfam International. And Oxfam brought her to a meeting to talk as a climate witness about what was happening in her community. And when she described this, she found that, in fact, it wasn't God who was punishing her people. It was, in fact, rich people, people who had profligate lifestyles that were punishing her people. And that is the essence of the idea of climate justice, that there are poor communities all over the world who are in fragile areas and are increasingly finding that their lifestyles are being undermined, food security is much more difficult, and it is because of the way the more developed parts of the world have used the resources of the earth. So it is important, as you know well in this room, that we change our behavior, that we learn to reuse, reduce, recycle, and that we learn how to be better stewards of this earth. So I admire the way in which you are also putting a lot of emphasis on your own lifestyles, what you eat, what you grow, how you behave. I think we need to have many diverse ways and learn from each other and encourage each other. So I'm delighted that I was able to come here this evening, but I too have to go for urgent reasons to take part in discussions that are ongoing. It's that kind of conference, I'm afraid, as the mayor knows. We're here in Cancun to try to change a very, very important issue. I think the most important human rights issue of this century, to ensure that we get a very good agreement from Cancun. And I'd like to conclude by paying a tribute to Mexico, to the government of Mexico, which has prepared so well this climate conference, which has an open process for this climate conference. And I'm also very happy that there is the opportunity to bring the voices that need to be heard. Yesterday, in an event which I co-hosted with a number of other organizations, Wangari Maathai of Kenya and her Greenbelt Center, the Nobel Women, and Realizing Rights, and the foundation which I have established on climate justice, we brought together grassroots women on climate justice. Tomorrow, with the support of the government, the support of the leadership of Mexico, we will have a meeting of women ministers on climate justice, and we will bring the perspective of poor women and their communities, indigenous women, to women ministers. We could not do that without the support of the government of Mexico. So not only is the conference being well organized, but there is a lot of thought given to the important gender dimensions of climate, which have not been enough part of the previous COPs. So here in COP16, I think we have a chance to really change attitudes, change behavior, and have an outcome which will bring forward this whole debate on climate change. So thank you very much indeed, and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If I just may say on a personal note, I'm so grateful that there are voices like yours out there who are so well-spoken and so impassioned as advocates for especially Indigenous peoples. So thank you very, very much, Mary Robinson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the evening's entertainment. With regard to the arts, performing arts, arts in all its forms, our special guest, as you know tonight, is Supreme Master Ching Hai. She's not only a humanitarian, a best-selling author, and a spiritual teacher, she's also a poet and a very, very fine artist. Her work is so deep and touching that it frequently has inspired composers to adapt her poetry to music. So we have a treat for you tonight.
Wow. Having met you personally, I know that you're very shy and very humble about your poetry. So I would like you to know how very, very grateful we are that your profound poems can be offered to the public at large through songs like this. So our first performance tonight is a song adapted from Supreme Master Ching Hai's tender poem entitled Visiting You, with a musical score written by the wonderfully gifted David Shire. David has composed prolifically for theater, film, televisions, and recordings. Throughout his outstanding career, he has received international recognition, being honored with 2 Grammy Awards, an Academy Award, multiple Tony and Emmy Awards as well. His extensive list of film scores include the Oscar-winning theme song for Norma Rae, titled It Goes Like It Goes, and the well-known scores for Saturday Night Fever and Francis Ford Coppola's film The Conversation starring Gene Hackman.
But David's list of achievements is virtually endless. I'm humbled merely to be in his presence. David has composed hundreds of television scores, which have garnered him 5 Emmy nominations. His work includes Sarah, Plain and Tall, starring Glenn Close, Rear Window with Christopher Reeves, and The Woman of Brewster Place with Oprah Winfrey. In theatrical productions, David has multiple Tony-nominated works, including songs that have been sung by the likes of Barbara Streisand, Johnny Mathis, and Vanessa Williams.
Lynn Wintersteller is a gifted soprano singer and talented actress. She has appeared in several musicals, including Richard Maltby Jr. and David Shire's hit musical Closer Than Ever, which ran for an incredible 312 consecutive shows at the Cherry Lane Theatre.
For her extraordinary performance, Lynn was nominated for the Drama Desk Award for Outstanding Actress in a Musical. Lynn's debut on Broadway was in Rodgers and Hammerstein's A Grand Night for Singing. She continues her successful career, appearing at prestigious theatres as the Kennedy Center and the Goodspeed Opera House.
Tonight, David Shire and Lynn Wintersteller combine their musical talents to present an original composition based on Supreme Master Ching Hai's poem, Visiting View. The song will be sung by Lynn, accompanied on the piano by David. And this will be followed by his Academy Award-winning song, It Goes Like It Goes, with music and lyric by him and Norman Gimbel. So please, ladies and gentlemen, will you help us give them a very, very warm round of applause?
We had a wonderful surprise honor today. The Supreme Master, she made lunch for us. It's very nice. And I know you refer to her as the Supreme Master, but to us, after our lunch and our lovely conversation and meeting you, we are going to call you Mommy Heart. Oh. Beautiful. And she's a good cook, too. We are combining, as a surprise to you, a poem that you wrote. David Shire writing a beautiful song, music that goes with it, for you to enjoy.
I'm embarrassed, but I'm grateful.
I set out, spreading my wings to the heavens. I proceed to call on you, the one I cherish. The earth is vibrant, exulting in our reunion, an uncommon day of happiness, together as on our first meeting. Let us overlook the nights of our distress, because from now we are together a long time, a long time. Burst open arms, a profound tender kiss. Together this night, let's forget yesterdays and the rest. We depart at sunrise Heart.
In homes and in communities, we can encourage all kinds of changes in reducing, recycling, reusing, and being aware that we have to hand this planet on in good standing to our children's children. And at the moment, we're not on course to do that. I think it's important that we all recognise that we need to reduce our consumption of meat and other ways in which we're using up the resources of the planet.
I was invited, like everyone else, last Tuesday. We just did it real fast and a miracle happened. We all just sort of showed up. Cancun? Sure, we'll be there. I've never been involved in something so exciting. The word that comes to mind is international. It's a fantastic cause, and it's also just fantastic to be a part of all these different cultures and all these different worlds and all these different costumes backstage, and the Japanese garb and the Chinese garb, and it's Korean. It's fantastic. We're having a ball, and we have pop, we have opera, we have all sorts of styles, and the Beach Boys. I love her. I'm calling her Mommy Heart. We had a special treat to meet her. I guess a brunch. And she had us up to her room, and she cooked for us. I mean, it was a spread of food, and there's so much more backstage that she brought, and wants everybody to take a bag of food home. So she's quite remarkable. She really is. Mommy Heart, I love you. It was an honor to meet her. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep elevating yourself, because as you elevate yourself, you elevate us. And God bless you, and I love you. Mommy Heart. I'll never forget you. I won't forget you. I hope I see you again. I know I'll see you again. There are no coincidences in life. My consciousness is elevated. It really is.
Be veg, go green, save the planet, please.
As a yoga practitioner, may I request you, on behalf of myself and my friends from People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals India, to take a stand against using the fur of animals that is removed by the cruelest killing methods. BKS AJAR, vegetarian.
Elegant viewers, we appreciate your company today for the Greenest Heroes Gala, part 4 of a multi-part series. Please join us again on Friday, March 10th for part 5. Up next is Humane Society of the USA, Improving the Lives of Animal People Through Legislation, part 1 of 2, right after noteworthy news. May you dwell in God's light and love.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AJAR.